So let's just jump right into it. No BS, all value, basic setup and equipment that you need. Camera, first and foremost. You can't have video without a camera. You can start with a modern smartphone. Most of them these days, if you have one that's 2 years, 3 years old, it even records in 4K. Honestly, 1080p on your phone is still great. A lot of vloggers use smartphones. You can even get tripods for your smartphone now, and the quality on them is incredible. So you don't need to get a fancy DSLR camera or some crazy setup that costs you thousands of dollars. Don't worry about it. You can start with your phone. Good audio equipment is also just about equally as important, because not only do you want to see the person, you need to hear them. So getting a lavalier mic like that is pictured on here, it costs like $10 to $20. You can get a cheap one that plugs right into your phone even. You can clip it onto your lapel or your shirt, and the audio quality is just that much better. It helps you avoid things like background distraction noise and it being too quiet, or wind noise, or all of these elements that are terrible and distracting. And honestly, if you're watching a video and the sound quality is really bad, you usually tune out. I do the same thing. I want to be able to both see and hear you, so that's very important. Good lighting is also essential as well. You need to be well lit, have lighting on your face. You don't want to be too dark or dim and try and make out like what's going on. I can't really see it. Just get some lighting. It can either be overhead room light, or ring lights are really popular. There's all kinds of lighting setups, LED lighting. You can get pretty affordable lighting setup, or just position overhead lights and lamps in your room or wherever you're filming accordingly. You want to have a good background setting. You don't want to just sit in front of a blank white wall. It's a little boring. Try something, try different elements to bring the audience into it a little bit more. So if you're using a green screen, then you can obviously change the background out quite a bit, but you can use wall hanging art like my thing over there, or if you have plants, you can put that behind you, or if you have a bookcase, you can sit in front of the bookcase. A lot of people do this. Or in your office, you have different shelves that show a little bit of your personality and things along the lines of this. A lot of how-to YouTube channels even have the kind of red subscribe YouTube pillow that they put in the background. So that's another fun thing that you can do, play around with this stuff. Tripod, naturally, to hold the camera in place so it's steady. There's all types of different tripods. There's small ones that you can just stack on your desk. There's bigger ones like that are pictured on the screen here. You can get ones for larger cameras, and you can get them to hold your cell phone as well. So there's lots of different options. They're incredibly cheap as well. You can get them on Amazon for as little as $10. And then a good content strategy. That's going to really be the next segue there. Got a comment here from Rick. How's it going, Rick? Awesome, Rick. Good. Glad I can hear everything. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. If you have any questions along the way, please let me know. Let's keep this going. So a good content strategy keeps you focused, keeps you in line, so that you can continually create awesome content for your target demographic. So before we even create a channel, before you do any sort of marketing at all, it is so important that you focus on your core audience. Your buyer persona is a term that's constantly thrown around, and these are some questions that you can ask yourself to really find out who that person is, because the more you're able to hone that target in, the better that you can craft content that really speaks to that person that you're trying to get through. because if you go too broad, you're going to have broad results and you're not going to really hone in and focus. There's a great term that I love: the riches are in the niches. Niche down as tight as you can. Find that perfect person. So who is your perfect person? Have you asked yourself this? What are their interests? What are their values? What are their needs, their challenges, their frustrations, their pain points? And how can you cure that? What frequently asked questions do they have about your service or your product? Starting with the FAQs is a great content strategy as well. You can start that way, and then I'm gonna show you how to tie that into keyword research as well. But if you can create videos around common questions that your target demographic has, you're speaking to that person perfectly every time. So find what platforms that they spend most of their time online. Are they primarily on YouTube? Maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's LinkedIn or Pinterest. Pinterest has been really exciting for me lately in the working in the substance abuse recovery space, because the primary demographic on Pinterest is geared towards older females, moms, the decision makers. So creating great content on Pinterest, I'm targeting in and honing on reaching the mothers. So it's important to ask yourself, what demographic are they in? What age range are they in? What social media platforms are they spending the most of their time in? And then what other competitor channels are targeting those same people as well? So if there's another really large player in your field, that's awesome, because you can kind of see what they're already doing, the type of content that they're putting out there, the type of messaging that they're putting out there to reach that person, and then copy them, but then put your own unique spin on it and figure out how you can do it better. So, getting into the good stuff, keyword research here. YouTube is a search engine, right? It's the second most popular search engine on the internet, next to Google. Google also owns YouTube. So, hence, Google indexes YouTube videos right into the search results. I'm going to go into this a little bit more, but when it comes to YouTube specifically, now video marketing in general is a little different if you're crafting content for Facebook, which is just kind of as you stumble upon it. YouTube, if you have that mentality of a search engine and creating content around what people are searching for, you're going to have a lot of success. People are visual learners and like to connect with personalities and experts just like you, not always read it. So we're long past the days of just having to have a written blog. That's still incredibly helpful and needed to have to reach audience online, but video marketing is just such a great way to really show your passion, your expertise, and your knowledge to communicate with people. So how did we do this exactly? Keyword research. So I'm going to dive into this example a little bit, and then I'm going to do an exact how-to for therapy. So if you're an LMFT or in the therapy space, couples therapy, stay tuned for a second here. But so if I do, this is the first thing that I recommend. So YouTube auto suggest. What you're seeing here is if you start to type something into YouTube, it will give you suggestions based on what people are actively searching for, okay? You can see some of these numbers here. This is activated through a Google Chrome extension tool. I talked a little bit about this in the last webinar, but this one's called Keywords Everywhere. I highly recommend this, and I'm going to show you my exact keyword strategy for every video that I put out and work with clients on as well. So in this example, I can see how to fix a flat. Gets 2,900 searches per month. But that's not necessarily specific enough. Am I trying to figure out how to fix a flat bike tire, or a flat roof, or a flat roof leak, or a flat tire on a riding lawnmower? These are very specific terms. So, and then I also recommend using TubeBuddy. I kind of stack these two tools together. So if I go down this path of how to fix a flat, and then I type in tire, so how to fix a flat tire, it continues to show me relevant suggested search terms around this, okay? So how to fix a flat tire on a bike, how to fix a flat tire on a motorcycle, on a car, on a John Deere riding mower. That is so specific, but think about what I just said before. If you know exactly who your target demographic is, you can begin to look for things, search terms like this based on frequently asked questions and really knowing your demographic and creating highly targeted content. So if someone is actively searching for how to fix a flat tire on a John Deere riding mower, you can create that exact video and you know exactly who you're speaking to. So it's pretty powerful stuff. So again, if we go into that and actually click on the search results, how to fix a flat tire on a bike, there's a couple things that I want to show you here. On the right hand side, this is TubeBuddy in action, and this is how I find the keywords that I create videos around. So I find a keyword that has significant search volume, so we can see how to fix a flat tire on a bike gets 270 searches per month. That means 270 people are typing this exact wording into Google and YouTube every single month. Next, over here on TubeBuddy, this is our overall opportunity score. What this means is it takes into consideration the amount of search volume that is the amount of search volume that's showing up every month versus the competition. So the less amount of videos that show up for this gives you a better opportunity to rank and show your video for that term. So I tend to do a lot of keyword research this way. You want to find that happy middle ground between good amount of traffic and a really good overall opportunity score. The more you consistently do this, the more you're going to consistently show up in search. You don't want to go over high competition terms because it's going to be impossible to rank for them, especially as a new channel. As you do this, these are called long tail keywords. Your channel will begin to grow subscribers and get more views and build up more authority, and then you can rank for more competitive terms. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'm going to keep going here. On this same search here, how to fix a flat tire on a bike, if we type this into Google, look what you see here. The top videos, okay, some of these same videos show up right in the search results on Google. So this is another great way that you can get your video, your business, or your personal brand, your expertise on the front pages of Google. Another thing I really like about this, and you can do this for more advanced keyword research, is Keywords Everywhere tool, as you can see on the right hand side here, shows you other related search terms. This is directly on Google. So how to patch a bike tire, or how to change a rear bike tire, how to change a front bike tire. So if you're a bike company that does repairs, this is perfect. You have 10 videos that you can now create. So let's go into an exact model here. If I was a couples therapist, I'm going to take you through an exact strategy here. So I'm going to start with does therapy, okay? You can always start broad and then hone in. So does therapy work? Gets 1,600 searches per month. Does therapy help? Does therapy really work? And then you get even to more specific items like does therapy help anxiety? Does therapy help anxiety and depression, etc.? If I go into that next search term, so does therapy work, it continues to show me suggested keyword phrases. So does couples therapy work, or does sound therapy work, or does vacuum therapy work? I have no idea what vacuum therapy is, but apparently 70 people per month are searching for vacuum therapy. So now I'm intrigued about what that is. Next, I'm going to go over and actually press enter on there. And now we can see the opportunity score again for this, and then some of the thumbnails that show up. I'm going to get into what makes a successful thumbnail and how to really improve on your thumbnails. but so this is a good opportunity for us. So I can see, does couples therapy work? This is a very specific search term. It gets 720 searches per month. The overall opportunity is, it's showing as good. The closer that number is to 100, the better, but 45 out of 100 is still a pretty good opportunity. So now I begin to think and ask myself, what kind of emotional state is that person in that's searching for this? So does the couples therapy work? So they're in a state of consideration that maybe their relationship is getting rocky, and they're considering looking into therapy or couples therapy. You can meet them where they're at and show them your expertise. And I wanted to highlight this too. So there's the 4 thumbnails that I highlighted here. The top 2 are obviously custom-made thumbnails that have some text on it, and then the second 2, the bottom 2, seem to be just still frames from the video itself. I always recommend creating custom thumbnails because it creates a more consistent and even higher click-through rate on those videos. So I'm going to go more in depth on that, but I just wanted to highlight them for now. So the first 10 seconds after you create your video is really make or break for most viewers. So it's so important to maximize this. I'm going to go through a little bit of a role play here, playing off of that term that we just found, does couples therapy work? So I want you to think about in your head, so you're the searcher for this. You just typed in, does couples therapy work? Okay, you found my video, you clicked on my video. This is how I'm going to open up every single video, systematic approach, okay? So you're wondering if couples therapy actually works. You found the perfect video. My name is Austin Armstrong. I'm a relationship coach with 15 years of experience, and this is exactly what this channel is all about, helping you strengthen your relationships. Do that by clicking subscribe and the notification bell, and then go into, so end scene, discuss the topic from there. So answer it to the best of your ability, as helpful as you possibly can. Now let's break this apart a little bit. So you're immediately hooking them in. So they did a search for, does couples therapy work? You're immediately greeting them with, so you're wondering if couples therapy actually works. You found the perfect video. So they're thinking, oh my gosh, you're right. I'm going to continue to watch. Now you're introducing yourself as an expert, okay? My name is Austin Armstrong. I'm a relationship coach with 15 years of experience. You're showing your skill set, and you're earning their watch, and you're earning their trust, okay? Next, from there, helping you strengthen your relationships, do that by clicking subscribe and the notification bell. Sneaking in a direct call to action that speaks to why they're watching that particular video. Doing it in this order is going to increase the likeliness that they're going to both continue to watch and actually subscribe to your channel, because they're there for the reason of strengthening their relationship. Hopefully that all makes sense, and let me know if I can clarify any of that. Next, I want you to close every video like this. So every single video that you put out, I want you to have a systematic approach to the beginning and the end. The middle is entirely up to you to showcase your expertise, your knowledge, your skill set, your personality. But by doing this intro and this outro, you're much more likely to have great success. So when you communicate information, this is the hardest thing that I have to overcome with clients that I work with, and kind of coach them through this. So you want to avoid language like to wrap up, or and once again, or see you next time, things along the lines of this, because think about it from this perspective. They found your video, they clicked on your video, they watched your entire video. Don't let them leave. If you use language like see you next time, that psychologically says to the viewer that, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna leave YouTube, or I'm gonna go on and search something else. Instead, immediately drive them into another video or playlist. If you can do it into playlists, this is great as well. So wrap up your content with, as soon as you're done answering the question. So, does couples therapy work? Yes, it works. You explained it. Okay. I want you to say something along the lines of, so now that you know that couples therapy does in fact work, let me show you some techniques that you can immediately start to utilize to improve your relationship. Click on this video, and I want you to physically point over your shoulder, okay? Click on this video, and I'll see you there. Doing this, when you upload the video onto YouTube, when you get to that point in the video, pointing up here, click this video, you can put a video thumbnail in there that's clickable. So the viewer, the person that's watching the video, can click on that and it'll automatically start playing that video. This creates an endless feedback of you linking them from the video that just earned their attention to the next video, to the next video, to the next video. Never let them leave. You earn their watch, never let them leave. Okay? This is how explosive growth happens on YouTube, because YouTube's goal is to get the viewer to spend more time watching videos, spend more time on the platform, because they can watch more ads that way. So they promote videos that increase the amount of watch time. Hopefully that all made sense. Let me know if I can clarify any of that, because that was kind of a little heady. Next, I'm going to get into thumbnails. This is really fun and exciting stuff for me anyway. So, thumbnails are the images of your video that's displayed before someone clicks on it. So this background screenshot here is youtube.com. This is the home screen of the account I was logged in at the time. All of these images are videos that I can click on. There are the visual elements that are also enticing me to click on them aside from the title. And as you can see here, most of these are custom thumbnails. Some of them have text on them, some of them have intriguing moments. Something's going on in that screen that's enticing me to click on that video. So when you do a search on YouTube, it will display what you see here on the right. The thumbnail, the title of the video, and the first 100 characters or so of the description. So this is an example. This is one of the keywords that I analyzed and we created a video for. So what is meth like? Okay, 4,000 people per month are searching for what is meth like. All three of these elements should work hand in hand to both optimize your video for search as well as make it enticing to click on. Okay, so this kind of blue and yellow thumbnail that I think pops is an interesting thumbnail style that I've been playing with, and it's had tremendous results. So I'm gonna take you into a little bit of detail on there as well. But yeah, as you can see here, so the first part of the video, or the video title, is what is crystal meth like? I have an intriguing element, the devil's dandruff. What does that mean? And then right below it you can see the description. So call for meth addiction help. I have the phone number right in the top description. That's another awesome way. You can sneak your phone numbers onto the search results of Google and YouTube. And then I have it in there, so Pez shares his experience about what crystal meth is like. And this all helps rank and index this video. So this is a little bit of analytics stuff. And I'm happy to further explain any of this. So when you go to YouTube Studio Beta, and how you get there is clicking on the upper right hand corner of your profile picture. It'll have a little bit of a drop down, and then you just click on Studio Beta. Okay, this is the analytics tab here. Okay, it'll default to dashboard, and then on the left hand side you're going to click analytics. This impressions and how they led to watch time is a visual funnel that you want to pay close attention to. Okay, so it starts with impressions. So this is the amount of impressions that all of your thumbnails are being seen. So In the last 28 days on this channel, my thumbnails have been viewed 430,000 times, and 38.8% of that is from YouTube actually recommending that content. The next stage down the funnel here is the click-through rate. So what that means is that 6.7% of the 430,000 impressions clicked through to watch our videos. Now, if you highlight on that, it brings up a little bit of more detailed information. This is views per impression shown. This measures how often viewers watched a video after seeing an impression. And then if you click on that learn more, it expands in here. You can sidetrack here. You can really go deep into these analytics, and this is something I love to do, but I know this takes a lot of time. So, but you can really go deep and find out a lot of this great information. But this one piece of information that I want to show you here is half of all channels on YouTube have an impression click-through rate that ranges between 2 and 10%. The higher percent that you can get that click-through rate, the more views that you're going to get. If you get more views and the watch time on that is really good, YouTube is going to continually promote that video. So that's the little game that we play of how can we increase the percentage click-through rate on the YouTube videos. So this is digging a little deep into analytics. It's a little heady, but I'm going to explain it to the best of my abilities. If I can clarify any of this information, please let me know. So after you get into analytics, you are able to view all of your individual videos, all of the analytics for each individual video. So I have them blurred out here, but each line here is a different video's stats. And this is over a 28-day period, okay? So the top one got 9,869 impressions and had a click-through rate of 12.3%, which equaled to 1,816 views, okay? And then down each line. So we're always trying to improve our click-through rate because it just means more views are going to come in. The higher your thumbnail click-through rate equals more impressions you get, equals more views, etc. So what makes a good thumbnail? Let's talk about this a little bit. These are two different thumbnails that I wanted to show you. They're both pretty different. Odie created both of these, so shout out to Odie. These thumbnails perform extremely well, so good job, Odie. On the left one, you can see here, the video is what is opium like? As you can see here, we have Pej in a field of poppy plants staring at the viewer. And then on the right here, we have it's what is ketamine like? That has a slightly higher impression click-through rate, but it has some text on it, okay? So it has a bottle of ketamine. It has an intrigued, open-mouthed face showing emotion. And then subtle text that says, what is it? What you want to do with your thumbnails is tell a story. Tell a story that enhances the title of the video. And this is how you're going to create that chemistry of a good click-through rate onto your video. So, rule of thumb for thumbnails. Let's see what makes a good thumbnail. Again, you want to tell a visual story. Enhance the title, but don't repeat it word for word. So I recommend 3 words max. You don't want to, if the title of your video is 10 words long, don't try and cram 10 words into your thumbnail. People are able to read the title of the video. They don't need to read it again on the thumbnail, okay? Just add a little bit of intrigue to it. Large clear faces with emotion looking at the viewer perform really well. Here's a fun thumbnail that I created the other day for the first workshop. This thumbnail is obviously about personal branding on social media. I tried to tell a story, and it's me pointing directly at the viewer. Grow your personal brand on social media. That's the story that I'm trying to tell about this video. Yellow is statistically the highest click-through rate, but bright colors work in general. It just tends to pop. So as you can see back here again, both of these have elements of yellow in it. This one has a greenish yellow view to it as well. And then cartoon images can perform extremely well outside of just human faces. So this is something that I've been actively playing with, and it's doing very well. So this is a video, an example. This is an older video that I just recently changed the thumbnail on as a test. So again, I have a yellow element on there. It's simple text, cocaine withdrawal. It's colorful green background. It tells a little bit of a story. Where this arrow is here is where I changed this thumbnail. As you can see, it immediately had a spike in the click-through rate on there, and it's gone as high as 18.3%. So if we go back to the average of 2 to 10%, 18.3 is ridiculously high. So this increased the amount of views on this video by 61%. All I did on this video was change the thumbnail. That's all I did, and I got 61% more views. Sometimes we put out great videos and it just doesn't connect with audiences, and sometimes it can be as simple as changing the thumbnail or tweaking the title a little bit so it intrigues the viewer to click on it. It doesn't necessarily mean that your video is bad. What I recommend doing in this case, if you want to go back to old videos, look at old videos, I would say, that are 6 months or older. Look at which videos in your analytics have really good average view duration. Average view duration means how long that the viewer is watching that video over time. So if there's 100 views on that video and the average view duration is 4 minutes and 15 seconds, that means that that is the average time that those 100 people watched. So looking at those videos that have higher average view duration and then tweaking those a little bit, because those are essentially proven winners. You know that they can hold the viewer's attention. Now we just need to send a couple more eyeballs to it, and that's how you can have YouTube promote that video a little bit more. So now I'm going to go into how to actually optimize your content for search. So this is another one for one of our great clients, Dr. B. Shout out to Dr. B, he's awesome. This is one of the keywords that I analyzed. Once again, buprenorphine side effects. It gets 8,100 searches per month. We see that it's a very good opportunity to rank for that. Excuse me. So we created a really highly crafted video around that, and we rank #1 on YouTube for this search term. So I'm going to go into this a little more in depth, but as you can see here, we have the target keyword, buprenorphine side effects, followed by an intriguing element, what you need to know. The thumbnail conveys what it's about. It's about buprenorphine side effects, and then the description of that has the keyword in there as well, buprenorphine side effects. To break this down even more as we look at this video, I like to break the title into 3 separate parts. So target keyword first, buprenorphine side effects, followed by an intriguing element, what you need to know, followed by the channel name, Dr. B in this case. What that does is enhance the opportunity for your videos to show in suggested. So as we can see here below the tag section, up next is another video from Dr. B, withdrawals from buprenorphine. What happens here is if you're playing this video, autoplay for the next video that YouTube deems you would want to watch next automatically plays. So if you press play on here and are sucked into this content, it's going to play one video after the next video. And if you can get them to both be your videos, once again, that's going to increase the watch time. Again, let me know if I can break any of this stuff down even further. So next, aside from the title, we have the description. So within that first 100 characters of the description, you want to front load that. So I have the keyword there, buprenorphine side effects. And then I like to include a call to action to subscribe to the channel. So in his case, I have, please subscribe to my vision of helping inspire many. Click this link to subscribe. They click that link, they subscribe to his channel. And then we have the tags over here as well. So you want to limit the amount of tags to what the video is about. Some people like to have a million tags out there on everything that you can possibly think of. I found what works a little bit better is to specifically hone in on what that video is about. So buprenorphine side effects, buprenorphine effects, side effects of buprenorphine, medication-assisted treatment, Dr. B, what is buprenorphine? That's it. I don't want to confuse YouTube. Tags have way less weight than they used to because it's easily fakeable, but this does help index the content if you have a really good piece of content around that core topic. So, steps to optimize the content. All right, title. Again, front load the title with the keyword followed by an intriguing element. Actually have a video on this. And again, everything in this list is, in my opinion, the order of importance on it. So you often want to start with the title or the target keyword before you even record your video. Don't try and do this after the fact. Don't record a video and then try and find what keywords kind of match for that, because you're less likely to connect with that viewer rather than to find your keyword, find your title, and then create a really highly crafted video around that specific title. It's going to hook the audience a lot more. The thumbnail, naturally important. We just talked about all of that. And the description of the video, and then the tags. What I've read online is that the first two tags in that that you put for that video are the most important, so you want to front load that with the target keyword that you're trying to rank. Okay, on to marketing your videos. If anyone has any questions about optimizing or thumbnails or keyword research or anything, let me know in the comments and I will answer them, but let's keep moving forward. So, it's important to market your videos, and what I mean by market is share it to as many relevant people as you can within that first 24 to 48 hour period upon publishing. The reason for that time frame is that this is when YouTube is testing your video. So you tend to have higher search results for your target keyword within 24 to 48 hours than you will after the fact, so a week later. YouTube wants to test how many people click on your video and the amount of time that they watch your video. YouTube is not out to get you. The algorithm isn't evil. It wants to give everybody the opportunity. So your opportunity here is to create a really good video. That's what it comes down to. Create really solid, helpful videos around your expertise, your business, your specialty, helping that target viewer, okay? Now, places that you can share your videos online to get targeted eyeballs over, email lists and newsletters on your website or in a blog. So this is a great cohesive content strategy that I am constantly pushing. So this keyword research not only works for video, but for blog articles as well. So what I would do if you have the capacity to do this, and this is something that we can always help you with as well, is come up with the target keyword, create a video around it, create a blog around it, create a Pinterest image around it, create all social media content around it, an Instagram post, and have it all interlink, okay? This is how you're going to reach people where they're at, wherever their preferred platform is. Don't give them any friction. You can share it within targeted Facebook groups. There are so many groups out there for everything that you can imagine. It's also important to note, don't spam your links in groups. Be a contributing member to these groups. You're much more likely to get viewers that way if you engage and talk with people and ask meaningful questions, and then every now and then, if the group allows it, share a video link. you're going to have much better results that way. It's also important to note that I would only post it in groups. Don't post it on your Facebook page or your profile, your business page, your personal brand page, etc. Because YouTube is a direct competitor to Facebook. Facebook does not like when you post outside links, okay? So what happens is they will actually penalize that post. So it won't reach as many people, and then there's even been reports of that your next several posts after that YouTube link won't reach as many people. It just simply doesn't drive views, so it's pretty much a waste of time. It used to be great, but since the YouTube kind of apocalypse happened a year or two ago, your reach just plummeted. Instagram is another great way. In your description, you can post a link to your YouTube channel or your most recent YouTube video. This is a great strategy as well that I've tested quite a few times. So whatever your most recent YouTube video is, you can post that video link in the description of your Instagram account. You can create a targeted Instagram post around that target and say to people, if you'd like to watch this video, or I created a video on this topic specifically for you, click the link in my bio. That way you're going to get a targeted viewership over. Quora, this is a question and answer platform, so whatever your niche is, whatever your industry is, you can follow specific industries or topics. So whenever a question comes in, like if someone posted, does couples therapy work on Quora, you can answer that question and say, I also created a video answering this question on does couples therapy work. If you'd like to view it, here it is. And they can click that link and go view it. LinkedIn works a little bit better than Facebook does, but it's also a direct competitor to YouTube, so because LinkedIn now supports native video, so they don't like you to share videos on there. Another little trick or hack that you can do is post maybe the thumbnail image in LinkedIn, and then have a descriptive post about that and say, if you'd like to watch this video, you can find the link in the comment section, and then you can post a comment on that post with a link to the YouTube video, and then you won't really be dinged by the algorithm. You will be able to reach more people than LinkedIn, but again, LinkedIn doesn't like outside posts like that. And then on targeted subreddits, so that's what this image is an example of. I found this subreddit called Curious Videos, which is all about educational videos around science, art, educational videos in general, health related. So this is one we did with Dr. B again on a great inspirational story about an ex-convict and meth and heroin addict. He's now a recovery coach. So he shares his story. I posted that on there. It connected with that audience. That's what that 15 means. It means that 15 people upvoted that. The more upvotes you get, the higher it ranks on this community, and this community has 23,000 members. So finding really targeted subreddits like this can drive a lot of really highly relevant views over. And then we're going to get into analyze results. So firstly, you want to get into Studio Beta. So again, if you're logged into YouTube, click on your thumbnail icon in the upper right hand corner. It's going to bring a drop down, and then you just click on Studio Beta. When you click on Studio Beta, it's going to take you over to this screen over here, your dashboard. And this is the first thing that I want you to pay attention to here. The thumbnail here is your most recent video, and this updates in real time for the amount of time since it's been published compared to your last 10 videos. So in this example, I took this screenshot 3 days and 19 hours after this video was published. And it shows me the rankings here based on views. So this video got the 4th amount of views in that same amount of time period for these other videos. The amount of views is up 58%. The average view duration, again, very important, is up 156%, and the overall watch time is up 281%. From here, you want to click on Analytics on the left-hand side there. And there you can see individual video as well as overall analytics for your channel. I would go into individual analytics after about a week. That gives you a good sample size. So you can look at audience retention and traffic sources, thumbnail click-through rates, etc. So you can really focus on what's working and what's not working and what you can improve upon. This is a screenshot of audience retention graphs. So this is something that's really important as well, because you can pick up on speech patterns and different words you say, or different elements that you're losing audience for. And what I recommend here is view this graph over different time periods to see if there's any drops. So you can look at 7-day period, 28-day period, or 90-day period to see if there's any shifts. So this video in particular is doing pretty well. It's a consistent decline the whole way through. That's perfectly natural. But when I went out to about 90 days, I believe, I see where this arrow is, there's the most significant dip. And if we play that video at that point, so this video is about buprenorphine side effects, okay? One of the buprenorphine side effects is diarrhea. So this is the exact moment in the video that he talks about diarrhea and why diarrhea is caused, which caused audience to check out. They're like, nope, I don't want to hear about this, I'm gonna leave. So a more significant amount of people left at that exact moment than anywhere else. So we can kind of analyze, okay, next time we're not going to talk about diarrhea or mention it very briefly and move on from there. This is a great way to pick up on different patterns. You can also see spikes too. So sometimes there will be spikes in videos, and what this means is that that section was viewed more than one time by a large audience of people. So sometimes if the information is not clear, they'll go and they'll view that part again. So this is something that you can focus on maybe clarifying it or making that language a little more easy to understand. And then, yeah, look at your traffic sources in search and suggested views. Are they growing? What traffic sources are you getting views from? What's working? What's not working? And you always want to improve. So this in particular is YouTube's search for his entire channel. You can search on, this is over the lifetime of the channel, 365 days. So we just started in March. But by focusing on the exact elements that I've shown you in this video today, this is the growth pattern that you can expect because it just works. As you continue to do this, it has a stacking effect. Think of it like compound interest. They begin to compound, and then the other video sources like suggested views and then browse feature will begin to increase as well. This is how you grow on YouTube. This is how you have success on there. That's it for today. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I went really in depth about all of the different elements of YouTube, from keyword research, all these things. Do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions that I can further answer? And if you don't have any right now, or if you are viewing this after the fact, let me know in the comments still, and I would be happy to answer them for you. I'm going to give a quick minute here. Let's see if there's any questions coming in. Doesn't look like it. So, see you next time. And for those on YouTube, since I'm going to be uploading it, I'm going to have another awesome webinar. Click here. You'll see it there. Have fun.